This is Liberation by Wretch 32 hip hop. Have a read through this. I'm going to walk through it as well right now. So they're from Tottenham. You can have a read of that. Look at some background listening, not reading, listening. Have a good listen to all the other stuff. Get the feel. And so the crotchet is set at 90 beats per minute. That's BPM for short. And the genre, which is a type of music, is hip hop. So it starts with a crash bass and then a snare here, but a hat snare. The bass drums are in between with the crotchets, and that's a hat snare bass. All the hats are in crotchets, and sometimes you have an in-between bass drum. So that's bass, snare, bass, hat, snare, bass, snare, bass, hat, snare, bass, and more here, hat, bass, snare, bass, and then you go crash bass, hit the crash bass, and then it's quavers or eighth notes, 1 and 2, and so from here it's 1, 2 and 3 in between bass drum. Some of my students are having difficulty getting that, but that's fine. Bass, snare, bass, hat, bass, snare, bass, crash, and 2 and 3 and 4 and so it's a regular old hat snare sort of groove here, follows through, an open hat there, more of the same here, carries on, more of the same, hat snare bass, and then you go to the right cymbal, ride, and then an in-between bass, so it's 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, and then more of the same here, 1 and 2 and ride, bass, bass, ride, bass, snare, bass, crash, and then you go back to this similar sort of groove here. An open hat there, an open hat there, bass, bass, snare, bass, crash snare, crash bass. That squiggle is a crotchet or quarter note rest, and this brick that sits on top of a line is a minim worth 2 crotchets. So that's a minim rest, and it's worth 2 of them.